Okay, Peter Charles here, folks, for Fly Fishing. And look what Santa Claus brought. It's my NRX plus 8-weight saltwater 9-foot rod. And I thought, let's have a look at it and see what Mr. Loomis has provided. Nice metal tube, which is always good for a high-end rod. Good quality sock, not a problem there. Let's take a look at the cork to begin with. So what we've got for a blank, it's kind of a slate gray. Now, you might remember the bright blue NRX wraps on the guides. That is now been replaced by a very small accent, little blue accent here. So it's still got that NRX blue, but it's just now just a little hint. The cork is superb. I mean, I don't know if you've had problems with cork in the past with other rods, but every one I've been taking out of the NRX Plus or the Asquith, I mean, the cork is just pristine. One of the things, it's a saltwater rod, so it's an all-metal reel seat. We've got 2 rings for locking the hood in place so it won't move over days worth of casting. Of course, small fighting butt. Being a saltwater rod, you've got some nice big stripper guides, so plenty of shootability, if you want to put it that way. And there's the rest of it. 4-piece, of course. All the guides are large, so facilitates a good shoot. So I'm going to go out in the yard with this rod, and I think I've got my, yes, I've got my airflow exceed there. So we'll take that out and we'll just sort of cast it short range, long range, spay cast without hauling, and just we'll see what it'll do. Okay, let's get going. I'm out here with the Airflow 8-weight line, the Exceed. It's a slightly overweight 8-weight line, and it's sort of a general purpose 8-weight. To give you an idea of what this rod can do at close ranges, there we go, finally, put it right in the orange cup. I've got about 10 foot of line out of the guides, and it's loading properly, and it's casting accurately if I had a decent leader on. This setup I would use for my carp fishing. Using an 8-weight, saltwater 8-weight would not normally be considered the type of rod for carp fishing, but I don't see why not. I mean, this rod will handle short-range casts without any problem. So let's go do a little bit of distance casting with this line. Here we go. That probably went about 75 feet. Very easy, very, very easy to do. No problems whatsoever. Not working hard. Here we go. That's pushing 80 there. So despite the fact I've got a bit of a headwind, it was no problem getting about 80 plus feet out of it very easily. And I think if I was to have a slightly heavier line, I would think, yeah, 90, 100 would be quite doable. Let's see, single hand spay, switch cast on grass with a regular line. Lovely. Shows you how quickly and easily the rod loads, that I can do a spay cast on grass. And with a short range of line out, and away it goes. Boom. No problem. Little snake roll. And how about a double spay on grass? There we go. So what you're seeing here is the fact that, you know, even though it's labeled as a saltwater rod, for short range, mid-range casting with a conventional line, even single hand spay, it's literally no problem at all. So what you're seeing here is that even though the rod is labeled as a saltwater rod,
It's not one of those stupidly stiff sticks that will only start to work when you've got, you know, 40, 50 foot of line out. The point of the matter is you can make a cast with very, very little line out. Under controlled circumstances, it will turn over even that horrible leader I've got on the end of there. Still turns it over. So even with just a little bit of line out, I can shoot a useful amount of line with no trouble whatsoever. No double haul. You know, I've got all this line that I'm going to be putting out, and I'll put all that line out with one cast. Bingo. I mean, that's flexibility. That's a very, very responsive, sensitive light rod that will cast under a broad range of conditions. You're not limited to just hammering long casts with this rod. You know, you can cast an accurate cast at short range. I mean, if you're bone fishing and that's your distance, perfect, absolutely perfect. Loads up beautifully. Okay, let's see how far that went. That was no haul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 63 feet no haul. That gives you an idea of what's in this rod. So I don't think you will have any problems dealing with a broad range of casting situations, you know, working with this rod.
Okay, just came back inside. You give an idea what it will do. I want to stress a few points here. First off, we associate saltwater rods with being very stiff and requiring a lot of line to load and not being particularly sensitive or pleasant to cast over short distances with regular lines. We think of them with overweight lines and being able to cast quite far, handling wind, that sort of thing, big flies, that kind of fishing. Well, you can see with that little example, this rod covers an excellent range. It'll cover very short casts. It'll cover spay casts with a regular fly line. It'll cast for distance with no trouble, not working hard at all. You know, really, it is a full spectrum rod. I mean, I'm going to be using this for carp, largemouth bass, small pike flies, broad range of fishing. I might even use it for steelhead in very small creeks. Works like a charm at short range and medium ranges. And I think one of the other cool things was I pulled a lot of line in, and the head and the rear taper was on the grass. I made one cast, no false cast, and put out 63 feet, and it came up hard against the reel, so it would have kept on going had I left more line out. So without a haul and without any false casting, this thing shot a long way. It gives you an idea how much is in the rod. So, you know, if you're looking for a general purpose 8-weight, this NRX is fabulous. It's going to do a great job for you. So, and don't worry about that saltwater moniker. It's not going to be one of those stupid stiff sticks that won't load at short range. This thing will cover a broad range of fishing conditions very, very easily. So, check it out, the NRX Plus Saltwater 8-weight. Cheers.